Hello guys and welcome back to my channel. I hope you're all okay, happy, healthy, safe wherever you are in the world. So today's video is a little bit different. I currently have COVID. I've had it for 5 days so far, I think, maybe a little bit before. Obviously it's hard to say when your symptoms actually started, but I am going to go through that in today's video because this is the most requested video I've had since getting COVID, and rather just replying to every single comment separately in DM like it's really tiresome repeating myself, I thought I'd put it all in one video because essentially I'm a fit and healthy person, so people seem to be very shocked that I've caught COVID, but that's not how it works. You can still catch it. It just depends on how you recover and I guess how you feel when you have it. I've no one to compare it to because I don't actually know anyone else who has had COVID except Ben, my boyfriend, who I live with, also has COVID with me. So the first thing I'm actually going to go through with you just before I answer your questions is the order in which that I developed symptoms. So the first thing that I was feeling was backache and muscle ache. So I had a really bad lower back pain. This was probably on like Monday. It's now the Monday after, but I had really bad backache on Monday, followed by like a fever. So I was really hot. I felt quite agitated. And then I was really phlegmy. So this was all on like that Monday. I was like, oh God, I feel a little bit blah. But I didn't feel horrendous. I just like, oh my God, I've got really bad backache. And then I started to, so like the Tuesday and the Wednesday, I started to feel really sick and very coughing. And I was like, right. Because obviously you only go for a test if you do show symptoms. So me and Ben went to the test centre on a Wednesday, and by the time we were waiting for our results after, because it takes like 24 to 48 hours, on that Wednesday night I felt horrendous. I really did. Like, I was so breathless. My chest is still tight, but it was really like I was out of breath, like really quite significantly. And I knew I had it by then because I was like, we've been for a test, I definitely think I've got it. And then I've completely lost my sense of taste and smell. So I still now, so I've had it for probably like 5-6 days, cannot taste or smell a thing, which is really dull with food and thing like that. I'm still finding it hard to catch my breath. I feel like congested all up here. And I've not trained. So I've not trained for like a week, no, 5-6 days. Whenever, the last time I trained was last Tuesday. And I was actually filming, so it wasn't like a proper session, but the last time I was like lifting weights was last Tuesday, and I did feel absolutely knackered. So I've not trained for a full week. I don't know when I'm going to train again. I'm going to get into that, but let's just dive into the questions because there's so many questions. I feel like a lot of them are very similar, which is fine. Okay, so what was the first symptom you noticed or that has affected you the most? So the one that's affected me the most personally is the breathlessness. I always feel like I'm catching my breath. The Wednesday and the Thursday, I was so tired and so fatigued, as in like going up and down the stairs, really out of breath. And for a fit and healthy person, it is a shock because it's like, oh, what the fuck is happening? But yeah, very breathless for me. That's probably the worst one. Do you know how you caught COVID? So this is a really common question. It has to be the supermarket because it's the only place both myself and Ben have been. It's the only place we've been, like there's nothing else to do. So we would have caught it in a supermarket from somebody who's obviously got COVID, whether we've been in a queue, stood next to someone, I don't know, but that is the only thing that I can think of. Can you go out for a walk? No, so you can't do anything, you can't leave your house. Myself, Ben and my sister are all isolating together. Our isolation finishes on January the 13th, so in 4 more days. The only thing that's actually been quite hard is getting the food shopping because you have to order it from Tesco, which takes a couple of days. But in the meantime, we have friends who are able to do food drop-offs, which is actually super helpful because it has been a bit stressful. Like, none of us can leave the house to do food shops or anything. What were your symptoms? So I've already listed these, but fatigue, really bad backache, which felt like kidney ache. So all around my lower back, I was in a lot of pain. Knackered, really tired, loss of smell and taste. Breathlessness, so catching my breath, feeling very weak, sore muscles and my body is sore. They're like flu symptoms. How come your sister didn't catch it? She's working out, so I suppose she doesn't have it. No, Meg's test came back negative, so my sister does not have COVID. We think she had it last February because she lost her smell and her taste, and she wasn't very well, so we think she has the antibodies, considering she has to isolate with 2 people who have COVID and hasn't caught it, so she is absolutely fine. And so loads of people are asking this, how is it possible that your sister lives with you and doesn't have it? Not everyone catches it. There's been so many cases where people have been living with people who have COVID and they just don't catch it, so they just don't catch COVID, like it's just one of those things. I would be very interested about the post-recovery period, how you get back to training. I'm in no rush. Quite frankly, I don't care about training at the moment. I cannot function properly. So like one thing that happens with COVID is your cognitive functioning, it doesn't deteriorate, but you can't think straight. Like I struggle to focus, like I have brain fog at the moment. It's been really difficult trying to work. So this is a situation. Me and Ben own a business, we run a business, you can't just stop. So even though we've stopped the physical side of things, like we're not physically training, mentally our brains are absolutely frazzled because we have a New Year challenge that started today. We have thousands of new members on the My Coach School. We're still working on our laptops and doing as much as we can, but like we have to control it because I've never felt fatigue like it, like mentally. So that's just something that's been quite hard. Like we're still having to work as much as possible. Like I can't do a full day. I can't sit on my laptop at all like usual. I'm not up and about. I'm constantly sat down. So I've been trying to just like chill a little bit, like watching David Attenborough and taking time off and not being on my phone. I've not posted on Instagram, which feels like forever, which is weird for me, but I'm just not in the right headspace to do so. Did you lose smell and taste? Yes. So Ben hasn't really lost his smell or taste. Mine is completely gone, so with absolutely anything I can't smell or taste a single thing, like my perfume, how I smell, food, tasting, nothing, which is, it is shit, I'm not gonna lie. Is your appetite still as high? No, definitely not. Like I haven't felt like eating. I'm like force feeding myself because obviously I'm not expending as much energy because I'm not doing anything. I'm not hitting steps, I'm not training, I'm not really doing anything. I've lost weight because I've not been training, so I think I've lost quite a lot of fat. That's just natural for me. If I don't train, I will lose quite a lot of fat. I've been eating at maintenance because when you're fighting off a virus, it's quite hard for your body to do that if you're not eating. So I'm not stupid. I have been eating. I've been eating at maintenance, but it is quite hard to kind of like, ugh, like your food just tastes of nothing. Even the textures to me, I'm just like, ugh. At what point do you think it was COVID? So definitely when I woke up on Wednesday morning, the day we went for a test, I physically was just crying. I was just like, oh my god, like I'm knackered, I can't get out of bed. The breathlessness for me, like breathing through a straw. So yeah, that was probably when. How restricted has it made you in terms of exercise? I've not done anything, and it's dangerous to actually do anything. Even when you start to feel better, you have to be so careful because it's a virus that affects your lungs. So even if you start to feel better, but I haven't even thought about training. Like it's the last thing on my mind, quite frankly, because I'd rather get fully better. And the first thing I'll do is go on a walk. Like even going on a walk, the thought of that makes me out of breath. Like going up and down the stairs makes me out of breath. So I've just not even thought about exercise. People are like, oh my god, you're not worried about losing muscle. I think when you actually get COVID, if you do get it, you don't think about that. You don't worry about losing muscle. Like it takes 3 weeks at least for muscle to atrophy anyway. But also your health is so much more important than lifting a few weights. Like get yourself better first. Do you feel breathlessness when doing simple tasks, or is that you can't catch your breath? Yeah, like going up and down the stairs is the only thing that I've been doing. If I speak for too long, like now I'm getting pretty breathless. But yeah, I mean, yeah, it does affect you, like breathlessness, definitely. How do you manage anxiety letting your mind thinking you're gonna die? I feel like I've not even, no, to be fair, I really cried on Wednesday. I was very worried. And it's not that I didn't think I was gonna get it, but I did think, why the hell, like I definitely didn't think I was gonna get it. I've not done anything to put myself in that situation. So when I started to feel ill, I was like, oh my god, for fuck's sake, like definitely don't feel. And I know when I'm ill, like I said, I'm very fit and healthy. I usually train 6 days a week. I run 10Ks. I do David Goggins shit. I swim. I do everything. I'm super fit and active. So when I started to feel ill, I knew straight away that it was either flu or COVID. But also, like, it's what you can't compare your situation to someone else's, so don't just think you're gonna die. Like, that's not a very good way of looking at it, is it? Like you just can't really think like that. It's not a very positive, optimistic way of thinking. Okay, so this is a really interesting question. Did you take any additional supplements or vitamins to help deal with COVID? Yeah, so I've been recommended so many. I already knew because I'd done loads of research when I started to feel ill. So zinc is good for your sense of smell and taste, to get those back. Vitamin C and vitamin D. Vitamin D is a key one. You need quite a lot of vitamin D. And I also personally take ashwagandha, which is for like your cognitive function. And then at night, I just had these sleep tablets because I've not been sleeping so well. And they're the ones that I've been taking like religiously. I'm having a lot of vitamin C and a lot of vitamin D because they are definitely supposed to help. Are you worried about having long-term effects? No. I'm not even thinking about the long term. That's like, why would you do that? I'm sat here now thinking, oh my God, in 3 months' time, it might still be the same. That is a really, really pessimistic way to look at it. And I'm not a pessimistic person. I'm staying very optimistic throughout this. I'm being very like straightforward thinking. There's no point thinking, oh my God, how am I going to feel in 3 months? How do you keep muscle mass the same when not doing exercise because of COVID? You'll start losing muscle after around 3 weeks. So I wouldn't worry unless it's been like 3 weeks. Even if you do start losing muscle, it's not like you can't get it back. Like, it'll come back. Did you change your nutrition over the period you had COVID? So I still have COVID and my nutrition hasn't changed. Like, because the food, I can't taste it. So I'm just, actually no, in the morning I'm not having yogurt. So I'm not having yogurt twice because the texture, it's like eating mayonnaise or something and you can't taste it. So I actually have porridge with like fruit in the morning because even though I can't taste the fruit, I can tell something's supposed to be sweet. So no, I've not really changed it. Are you worried about the impact on your athletic performance? No, again, like I said, I'm not being pessimistic. I'm not thinking about something that might not even happen. How long will it take you to resume back to workouts? I don't know. I just don't know, and I can't say. Like, I don't know, and I'm not in a rush, quite frankly, to get back to that. I'm just not in a rush. My health is so important. I think you do realise when you're a fit and healthy person and you get COVID, you realise how grateful you feel to be fit and healthy. And I'm so happy that my job is to help people get fit and healthy, because when a virus and a pandemic like this is around and you get it, it's like, shit, my job is so important. Do you feel unwell? Interesting to know as you're so fit and healthy. Yeah, I feel like I don't feel 100%. The ones now, so what, it's been like 5 days, very fatigued. It takes me ages to get out of bed in the morning. I literally just lie there, whereas I'm usually a morning person. Can't concentrate, no sense of smell or taste, and breathlessness. So they're like my main things. How did your body change? Did you eat less because of not training? No, so I've been eating more. When you get a virus, your body is being attacked, essentially, isn't it? So you need to eat more to help your body recover. So I'm eating more. I've lost around 6 pounds so far because I'm not training. So I've probably lost a little bit of fat. I do feel more slim, I guess, as well. I usually do get that when I'm not training. I'm just trying not to worry about that. For someone who used to be so active, how tired do you feel? Do you have a fever? I don't know if I've got a fever. I feel like I don't really have a fever. I'm tired. Yeah, I am tired. I feel knackered. It gets a lot worse at night. So when it gets to like 7 o'clock, I feel very tired. Chest gets tighter. And I wake up and I actually feel okay. But right now, I'm very tired and it's only 20 past 12. How long does your sense of smell and taste disappear for? So it could be a very long time. I don't know. It could be. Some people have messaged me saying it's been months and they don't have their sense of smell. Some people have to get operations because they don't have their sense of smell back yet. Mine's been about 4 days and I'm bored of it already. So I just don't know. I'm not really like, I feel like that's not the worst thing. It's just like, okay, that's shit. Do you know what I mean? It's not, you just lose your sense of smell and taste. Okay, so I'll answer one more question. What is your plan to get back into training post-COVID? So the first thing that I'll do is I'm not going to do any compounds. I'm going to aim to hit my 10k steps a day because I feel like that'll make me feel really good because I've obviously not done any steps for the past like 7 days. I'm going to do isolation work, so I'm only going to use dumbbells or kettlebells or bands. I'm not going to touch my barbell at home. Like, I'm just not going to use it. I don't want to exert that much energy. I'll probably do like a 40-minute session. My session is usually an hour, so I'll cut them down. So it'll be more like a deload, like everything on the percentage is going to reduce. Everything's just going to diminish. I'm not going to be doing hard exercises. I'll just do like basic exercises. And I'm really going to focus on yoga and stretching as well. Like, I've kind of been doing a little bit. I did my first one yesterday for like 10 minutes and that was enough. So I'm just gonna see how that goes. But I do hope this video is helpful. I don't actually know when it's going to go up. I might not have COVID by the time this video goes up, and I probably won't. But I hope it was helpful. I hope it gave you an insight into what it's kind of like for a fit and healthy person to get COVID. And let me know in the comments below. I'm really sad that I couldn't do like a day in the life or training like someone, because I'm just not up to it. And then it's hard to be like, oh, I ate like this person, because I cannot taste the food, so it's really dull. But comment below who you want me to be for the day when I am better, so I can do a fun YouTube video. It's so sad as well, because I was going to go back to the pool and just do like a 24-hour swim. Also, cannot do that. I don't know when I'm going to do that, because it just depends, like being in chlorine and stuff. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video. Please give it a big thumbs up and subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you next one. Bye guys.